Some people command attention the moment they start speaking, while others, despite having brilliant ideas, struggle to be heard. In a world of endless Zoom calls and remote work, where our physical presence is reduced to a small box on a screen, our voice has become the primary signaling mechanism for our intelligence, our power, and our authority. Welcome to the show. I'm Tima, and today we're diving into the fascinating and often overlooked neuroscience of vocal authority. We'll break down the science of how the human brain perceives trust, competence, and leadership based on vocal tonality, pace, and clarity. We'll also expose the specific data-backed vocal habits that are secretly killing your perceived competence and potentially your income. And I'll give you the tools to fix them. Okie dokie, let's start with a little neuroscience. When you hear someone speak, your brain's auditory cortex immediately gets to work, processing not just the words, but the rich tapestry of nonverbal cues woven into the sound. The tone, pitch, and inflection of a voice can convey a wealth of information about a person's emotional state, intentions, and even their personality. And here's where it gets interesting. Research has shown that a warm, friendly tone can actually trigger the release of oxytocin in the listener's brain. That's right, the trust hormone. So when someone's voice makes you feel safe and connected, it's not just a feeling, it's a chemical reaction. On the flip side, a confident, authoritative tone is perceived as more credible and trustworthy. Studies have found that we're more likely to believe and follow people who speak with a steady, even pitch and a moderate pace. In fact, one study found that speakers with a confident, assertive tone were rated as more competent and trustworthy than those with a hesitant or uncertain tone. And what about pitch? Well, it turns out that lower-pitched voices are often associated with leadership and dominance. This may have evolutionary roots, as lower-pitched voices are often linked to higher levels of testosterone. And while we're not suggesting you need to sound like a movie villain, having a voice that sits in your lower natural register can project a sense of calm and control. So we know that our brains are hardwired to make snap judgments based on vocal cues. But what are the specific vocal habits that are sending the wrong signals? Let's talk about what I call the vocal sins. The habits that can make you sound less competent, less educated, and even less hireable. First up, the infamous vocal fry. This is that low, creaky, gravelly sound that often happens at the end of sentences. While it's become more common, especially among younger women, studies have shown that it can have a negative impact on how you're perceived. In one experiment, listeners judged young women voices with vocal fry as less competent, less educated, less trustworthy, less attractive, and less hireable compared to a normal speaking voice. Ouch. Next, we have upspeak, also known as uptalk or high-rising terminal. This is when you end a statement with a rising inflection, making it sound like a question. See? This can make you sound uncertain and as if you're constantly seeking approval. In a professional setting, this can undermine your authority and make you seem less confident in your own ideas. And let's not forget the classic offenders. Excessive filler words like and like. While everyone uses these from time to time, overusing them can make you sound unprepared and indecisive. It's like putting verbal speed bumps in your speech, and it can make it harder for your listeners to follow your train of thought. Finally, there's this double whammy of monotone delivery and mumbling. A monotone voice can make even the most exciting topic sound dull, while mumbling can make you difficult to understand. Both can make you seem disengaged and lacking in energy, which is the last thing you want when you're trying to inspire and lead. Okay, so we've identified the vocal sins. Now for the good news. They're all fixable. Here are a few simple techniques you can use to improve your vocal authority and make a stronger impression. First, breathe from your belly. Many of us are shallow chest breathers, which can lead to a weak and breathy voice. Diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing allows you to take in more air and support your voice with more power. Practice this. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. When you breathe in, your belly should expand, not your chest. Next, work on posture. Slouching can constrict your breathing and affect the quality of your voice. Stand or sit up straight with your shoulders back and your head held high. This will not only help you project your voice more effectively, but will also make you look and feel more confident. Articulate and enunciate. This means speaking clearly and distinctly, using your lips, tongue, and teeth to form each word. A great way to practice this is to read aloud or recite tongue twisters. You'll be surprised at how much of a difference it can make. And finally, vary your volume and tone. A dynamic voice is an engaging voice. Don't be afraid to raise your volume to emphasize a key point, or lower it to create a sense of intimacy. And remember to pause. A well-paced pause can be just as powerful as the words you speak. So there you have it, the neuroscience of vocal authority. The vocal sins that can sabotage your success, and the simple techniques you can use to take control of your voice and project the confidence and competence you know you have. In a world where we're all just a voice on a wire, it's more important than ever to make sure that your voice is working for you, not against you. So take a deep breath, stand up straight, and let your voice be heard. Love you, mean it. Tima.